obsession of being on 19. Like, I'm literally here on 57 in Illinois, about 23 miles from the state line, and I'm hearing people from California, people from Florida. Why are you on 19? Why? Why are you on there just on repeat? I've heard 3 guys where they literally have got their base station or whatever with a repeat key. Ugh, I can't talk. And they spam the damn channel, tying it up so that nobody can hear. Them assholes are the reason that nobody has radios in the trucks anymore. The fact that we let, or whoever's in charge, or just the community of truckers that always had radios, just let all these hobbyist radio guys hop on 19 and stay on 19 instead of being like, hey, go to another channel, guys. There's 40 of them. There's 40 citizen band radio channels. That's what CB stands for, citizen band. There's 40 channels, and everybody and their brother Fred wants to get on 19 and say their handle, where they're from, and what they're running on repeat. I'm like, oh, you're there, I'm here, you're sounding good on that blah blah blah, I'm blah blah blah. And it's literally a game of Marco Polo. It's a giant, ridiculous game of Marco Polo that keeps people from being able to communicate, one, understand each other when they can't get in touch with anybody, and they've driven everybody off the damn radios. Like, it's bad enough that 99, which used to be the emergency channel from my knowledge, it's always got Mexicans on it. There's always somebody running their mouth in Spanish. So I'm guessing the illegal runners, or whatever you want to call them, they've taken over that.
There's a speed trap ahead.
Yeah, 9's been taken over by the Spanish. At least the real radio guys, the ones that are actually pushing power. And from what I know of radio, they probably should be on ham. Stay on 6 and 28. Alright? They at least have the decency to stay on 6 or 28. But then you get jackasses like Mud Duck. You get the fucking 001 senior citizen out of California, somewhere near a damn Walmart distribution center. You get the TA truck stop dude from wherever the hell he's at. And then every once in a damn blue moon, you get the guy from Florida going 33 and a third. 33 and a third. I'm guessing he's calling out mile markers. I don't know. Like, at this point, they're just trolls. They're assholes with a radio. And it's not just your off-the-counter radio. No. These are the little dick radios equivalent of the asshole with the ball crawler that's got little dick energy that screams it from miles away. Like, that's what these are. These guys are essentially having a fucking pissing contest with their budget radios. And I call them budget radios because if they were really pushing power and really big dogs, they'd be on 6 or 28. Where people like Motormouth Mall that are pushing thousands of watts, from what he talks about on his YouTube channel, where these guys are probably pushing 100, 200 watts. And they want to just hop on 19 because it's the only channel they know. There's 40 of them, people. There's 40. There's 40 channels you can use. And from my understanding, you would get better range and clarity if you went to higher or lower channel. I don't know which one. But if you went higher on the channel range or lower on the channel range, you'd get better performance out of your radios. But no. They want to sit right there on 19 because it's the quick key button on the radio, because every radio has got a button that'll jump them to 9 and 19. And like, it bugs the hell out of me. It bugs the hell out of me. And I imagine it bugs the hell out of a lot of other people. Which is why I'd say 90% of drivers out here don't have radios. Or if they do, like 75 to 95 percentile range, they're off unless they're in a backup. They're off because they get tired of hearing people run their mouths on the radio like Mud Duck or all them other jackasses. Or then you get the guys that are running radios and they have the beep. For the love of God, there's not enough traffic on these channels that you need the beep. I call them road runners. I ask them where the coyote is, road runner. And then you get the guys that want to be assholes and trolling, and they'll sit there and spam their key. And you know what I do? I wait for them to stop, and then I hit my key and I go beep until they shut up. Like, I'm like, I ain't got nothing but time, asshole. I ain't got nothing but time. If you want to play your beep 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 by strobing your key, I can just sit there all day long, beep. Like, you might overpower me, but I got the spike to go the difference where you're going to get bored after about 5 minutes because you're just a troll. Like, why? Why are there trolls? Why are there people that do shit just to troll? Because I swear, that's what Mud Duck is. Mud Duck just trolls. And I swear, 90% of his shit is just recorded. Like, he's got a setup where it'll just key in every couple of minutes. Or he's got some kind of setup where he doesn't gotta talk. That, or he just really has a bad case of narcissism and he likes to hear himself talk. That's the only thing I can think of. He's got a real bad case of narcissism. But then I get those odd times where the guys on the radio that are near me are like, what the hell are you yelling at, dude? I don't hear anything. And I'm like, I don't know. I guess I just have some like fucking voodoo magic with this setup I have. I've got a Bearcat 880. It's an Oneida running the stock mic on a 18-foot coax on a no-name brand 4-foot fiberglass mounted to the window. Either like, this radio is really, really touchy. This is a lot better antenna than it could be, because I bought it probably 5 years before I got into a truck, because I had a little Ranger and I was going to run a dual antenna setup, and then someone said that dual antennas wasn't really that great for range, because depending on the direction you ran them, it made your signal reception more of a directional instead of just a bubble. Like taking one radio and having a small circle, and you take a second radio and you have a small circle, you put them together, you have a big circle. Yeah, that's how it works from what I've been told. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Somebody tell me. I don't know. These damn radios are rocket science. Like 2022, and these things are still fucking rocket science. because if the cord's too short or too long, or if the antenna's in the wrong spot, or it's too high or it's too low on the truck, whether or not it's grounded in certain applications, whether or not the radio is set up for this length of antenna, whether the radio's got amplifiers in it or not, blah, blah, blah. It's fucking magic, okay? It's magic, okay? That's all I know. It's magic. But I grew up with a family on road trips where my dad and my mom always had a set of handheld LG CBs that they got. I'm pretty sure they got them from clipping miles back in the day. Anybody raise your hand if you know what miles are? Alright, let me know in the comments, okay? Let me know in the comments if you know what a mile is. And if you don't, you're too young. Too young. Not to mention the blue cups with the white polka dots and the deep chili pot. Like, we had a duffel bag, okay? I'll put it that way. We had a duffel bag. And from what I gathered, that was one of the most expensive things to get with the miles. Oddly enough, you can do the same things with monster tabs. You can do the same thing with monster tabs. Random squirrel here. I want one of them damn coffee monster mini fridges because it looks like a crate. I want one so bad. I want one so bad. Because it's the perfect mini fridge for like a desk. Because instead of being tall and narrow, it's short and wide. Because it looks like a crate. So it's short and wide. So it's got depth instead of height. I want one. Everywhere I've looked at, they're like $1,500 on eBay. There's not going to be much film today because I'll be honest, there was nothing going on today to talk about. One of those days where I was just eating up my miles. Eating up my miles. It's not the same miles. And it sucks that shit happened on Saturday and then it rained Sunday, so I didn't get to go do my RC shit. But I've got 2 extra days off this coming weekend. I'm gonna go find some place to do something. Whether or not it's my old stomping grounds in high school. You know, anybody in the middle of the country in the Bible Belt, you know, you always had that creek you used to go hang out in high school. Got one. Haven't been there in years, like years. So, I might go check out my old stomping grounds this weekend. It'll be really fun with the RC because it was always rutted up and dug out from four-wheelers and side-by-sides and the occasional moron that took his full-size pickup back there. Saw that happen once. It was funny. Like, we're talking a jacked-up Suburban was up to the back glass, rear end in the water. The water was up to the back glass on this jacked-up truck. Like, it was a hole. And I think it was 2-wheel drive, which was really funny. Yeah, it was a hole. It would swallow you whole. Like, it'd take a 4-wheeler out. Unless you had a snorkel kit and you hit it with some speed. Yeah, it was taking a 4-wheeler out. It makes me want... Someone's talking. It makes me want to get one of those like Traxxas Slash or an Arma equivalent, or really like an X-Max or just a Max, Traxxas Max, which is like the mini X-Max, and then the mini Max is a Slash, I think, because it goes like Slash, Max, X-Max. and that tier. It's definitely a spot to take that, so I'm gonna have to go down there and shoot some footage and post it on my groups and see if anybody local wants to come find this little hidden gem that I might know of. Oh, it's 30 minutes from Matthew. Here on I-55, heading south. Someone's talking. Alright, what are we talking? Like, that's the worst part about this thing. I'll go miles with nothing, then I get like 3 guys that are yelling at each other.
Hell yeah. Well, you always sound a good triple six. You know better than that, man. I ain't gotta tell you, man, Magenta.
Base station monkeys. Base station monkey. I've kind of got a feud going on with a guy between Matthew, Missouri and Arkansas state line. He's somewhere between there and his house. And he's got one of those echo repeaters or whatever you call it. He'll just say like 3 words and just leave it on echo. What is that guy from Madagascar? The little guy that likes King Julian? I forget his name, but I whip him out whenever he's pissing me off, and I go like, King Julian! King Julian! Echo. Nobody cares! Like, I should not hear you in Illinois from from Florida. I should not hear your ornery ass from Florida in Illinois. On 19. And apparently the group is worldwide radio. They want to get a group together so they can start talking. Till it's somewhere other than 19. Base station monkeys, I swear. Swear. Like, I wish I had the juice to like take and make that squeal sound you get when you put a mic too close to the speaker. Get some of that reverb going. Because I would love to just fry someone's ear. Just fry it. And I've turned this squelch all the way up and they still come through. So I know they're pushing power. From my understanding, that means they're pushing power. If I'm wrong, someone tell me. Someone tell me. Aggravating as hell. They get on there and they just run their mouth about nothing. It's a retardedly elaborate game of Marco Polo. State line here, so I gotta watch out for this way station. I'll be back.